Well, guys, we are doing the unfortunate thing of I am going to bash a knife that everyone loves. As you can see there, that is the Rat 1 from Ontario. It's the Ontario Rat 1. Mine's in D2, which is the upgraded steel. That should tell you something right there. So Nick Shabazz likes to say it's a gem. I'm going to say it's costume jewelry. So let's turn it around and I'll tell you why I really don't like this knife. All right, guys, the time has come. I've done a couple videos about this knife. This is the Ontario Rat 1, like I said in the intro. And this is a very, very popular knife in the knife community. Nick Shabazz says it's a gem. A lot of guys, this is their one. Like Shane said that, like, could you get away with carrying this knife and this would be the only knife for the rest of your life? And I don't quite understand the hype. I've never really gravitated to this knife so much. So it is a rather large knife. We'll do some quick size comparison real quick. Your first knife for comparison is going to be the Kaiser Grazioso, not a small knife, also not a large knife. You can see this is a fairly good sized knife. So your next knife's going to be my Grimsmo Norseman, which you guys know is not a small knife. So you can see they are really close in size, tail to tail, pivot to pivot, tip to tip. If this had a more of a drop point, I think they would be spot on. But you can see, not a small knife. And then as always, your final knife's going to be the Chris Reese Sebenza, which is an average size knife that a lot of people are going to know the size of, so it gives you a good point of reference. You can see it's a fairly good size knife. Tip to tail, it's about an inch longer than the Chris Reese Sebenza. So let's get this out of the way, and I'll tell you like why I just don't get this knife. All right, guys, like I said, I have never been a big fan of this knife. So first of all, these are really, they have two different models, or two different versions of the Model 1. Now, mine has been, you're not going to find this color configuration. I ceramic coated my blade because this one is in D2, which, first of all, D2 is the upgraded steel. So there is a $35 version that is in AUS 8 and then a $39 version that is in D2, which was what this is. So D2 was your upgraded steel. So there are a few things about this knife that are really good. This thing has got a very good overall profile for cutting. It's got a nice straight and then some belly, and the D2 on it does take a really good edge and does seem to hold it well. So the heat treat on these is pretty good, in my opinion. But then again, I don't know about modern ones. I've had this for about 4 years. It is a thumb stud opener. You have got reversible pocket clip, right and left, tip up, tip down, if that's what you want. It's done in a liner lock. And like I said, it's got a unique profile and it does cut really well. It's pretty comfortable in hand. It definitely is a unique feel in hand. I'm not gonna say it's uncomfortable. This is a lot like I say, this is one of those knives that feels like if you used to playing with a PlayStation controller and you go to your friend's house and they have Xbox, oh, sorry about that. It does the same thing. It just feels different. And once you've had it in your pocket for a couple days, you definitely get used to it. So it is comfortable to cut with. I'm not saying that it's uncomfortable, but that's about where it ends on this one, for me, for good stuff. I just can't get around a lot of the stuff on this knife. So let's flip this around and I'll tell you why I just can't get past and why I just can't love this knife like other people do. So there's a long list of reasons of things I don't like about this knife, and we can get into it. And I mean, they might not be deal breakers for everyone, but first and foremost, even though I do like this blade, it's a lot like a lot of the Spydercos. It does not, I could always add a choil in here, but it does not really allow you a lot of access for sharpening up against the very end here, even though it's ground really well and it's a nice thin behind the edge on that full flat grind. It's not great. The other thing is, I mean, one of the big things is it just feels cheap. Like, this is a $35 knife right now on Blade HQ, but their regular price is $59. And this just feels cheap for that regular price because this is also a $59 knife, and I absolutely love this, and it doesn't feel cheap. It feels cheap, and it just feels like it's been dialed in, to tell you the truth. The other thing, the action. If you see, the action on mine is not snappy. I see a lot of people that thumb flick theirs open. This, even as tight as that action is, watch this. You can watch the lock bar. Can you see? There's a lot of blade play in that, and you can just see it move and wiggle. There's a lot of blade play in that. And to remove it, I have to tighten it down to the point where like literally you have to fight it open. So not a big fan of that. I did say that this knife is comfortable, but I hate the handles. It is comfortable while cutting. I will say that. It's comfortable while cutting. A lot of people don't mind it. I hate the handles on this. They are not just ugly, they're not well designed. Like access to the lock bar is a pain. The lock bar itself is in a weird position. The knife itself is not at all even close to centered. And I've done everything I can back and forth, taking the screws and walk that in because it is a double-sided pivot. I'm not a fan of double-sided pivots. A lot of people are like, oh, single-sided pivots, they're the bane of the knife world. But a single-sided pivot, you very rarely have the problems that you have on this. So this is 2 screws with a barrel, and I have to walk it back and forth to try and straighten it out, and that's as good as I can get it. It came off-center. And then just the materials in it. For a $35 knife, I can get much better knives. I don't know that people are like, oh, those are Chinese-made knives. I get news for you. This is not an American-made knife. Sorry about that, guys. Garbage truck again. What I was saying, this is not an American-made knife. This is made in Taiwan. So I don't have a problem with Taiwan. I don't have a problem with China. I don't really have a problem with country of origin. I'm just saying, at that price point, there's knives coming out of Taiwan from other companies that are much better than this. And just the materials, everything just feels cheap and poorly done. It just doesn't feel like the design that should get as much attention as it does. I do, like I said, Nick Shabazz loves the rat too. It's like, it's a gem. I totally disagree. And one of the final things that, if you've ever taken one of these apart, this is not a fun knife to take apart and put back together. There's way too much hardware. There's way too many hiccups you can have in trying to get this back together. It does not want to go, like taking it apart for maintenance, it's a pain. You got 5 total screws you got to take out of this thing to get this thing apart. And a lot of people are like, well, more screws, more construction is better. More is better, more better. Less better. 3 screws on this. And this is like one of the gold standards. You could have gotten away with less hardware. And some of these, I'm pretty sure some of these got cross-threaded in because you can't just take it apart from one side on mine. I have to take a screw out here, and then you got to figure out which side you can take it apart on here, and you got to try and do it with the screw, and one of them is stripped, and I was very disappointed with this when I got it because I'd never had one. I'd seen Nick Shabazz do reviews and stuff on it, and I just never got that same feel for it. I really never did. The only reason I haven't given this away to someone is because I just beat the crap out of it. And the reason I ceramic coated it is you can see I didn't use it all that much, but underneath the ceramic coating is a lot of pitting because it had rusted. That's all pitted out areas where I blasted the rust off and then did a ceramic coat on it. So yeah, I'm not as impressed with this as everyone says I should be. And like I said, it's not like I haven't given it a chance. I've owned this knife for going on 4 or 5 years now. And like I said, I really tried to like it, but I just can't get it. I just don't get it. I guess it's just not a knife for me. So at any rate, that's what I got on this one. I'm probably going to wind up putting this and throwing this in a giveaway now that I've just completely decided that I don't like this knife. So let's turn this around and we'll do some final thoughts and I'll send you out about your day. Well, there you go, guys. I hope I didn't hurt anyone's feelings. If this is one of your favorite knives, by all means, keep it as one of your favorite knives. I just can't quite understand the allure of this knife. Considering that D2 is your upgraded steel. You know, and people are like, well, it's only $35. Well, it's only $35 now on sale. And at that, it's usually like $59. $59 regular price. At that price point, there's so many other knives that are so much better that you'd think that we'd be seeing something better. And then, like I said, it's got a lot of blade play. It's just got a lot of issues. It does cut amazingly well, and while you're using it, it is comfortable-ish in hand. So, yeah, guys, I hope you didn't take that personally. You know, it's all my opinion. So if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. But tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like, unless it's just that you don't like looking at me. And then, well, I guess this just isn't the channel for you. If you want to support the channel. It's as simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you do hit the bell icon, make sure you got it set to all and make sure that you've got notifications turned on your device. And like I say, the likes are the best thing you can do for any video. Likes push videos up the algorithm. Watching a video is great, but watching a video and then liking it tells YouTube that you find value in that content. And I'm not talking just about my videos. I'm talking about any channel you watch, whether it's a comedy channel, a news channel, it doesn't matter. It definitely is the best thing you can do for a channel. If you want to support the channel financially, I have got a ton of affiliate links down below that are on Amazon. Anything you purchase on Amazon, please just use one of my affiliate links as the pass-through into my affiliate store, and then you can search whatever you're looking for. Whether you're looking for broomsticks or bedpans, doesn't matter. Anything you purchase, I get credit for it. Coffee Brand Coffee is my favorite affiliate. Jeremy is a great guy, always responds to emails and questions and owns that company, and it is an amazing coffee company. If you use my coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, saves you 5% at checkout, or just use the affiliate link. It's already built into that with the 5% discount. The other way you can do it is I have a membership down below that is tier-based. Everyone has access to the Gilded Server. Baseline and premium tier members have access, are automatically entered into the giveaways that I do on the Gilded Server, and the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series that's here on YouTube behind that paywall. Guys, that's it on this one. I really appreciate everybody that showed up for the 10K giveaway the other night. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. We had like almost 300 people in there at any given time. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can keep up that kind of fun. So that's it on this one, guys. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. It makes it easier for me and Nico to moderate the channel. It makes sure that your comments get seen by everyone. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.